What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, back in here with one more video. Guys, listen, this is going to be a huge trigger alert. I'm just warning you to begin with. Also, too, this is not a video reaction. This is an article that was sent to me. Shout out to my Discord. Shout out to my Patreon gang. All right. Actually, I had a screenshot posted in the Discord. Shout out to Boogie. He posted it first. I put it on my community chat post, and y'all were tearing it up. Y'all were tearing it up. But it was just a snapshot of the article. I want to go through the article right now. All right. I want to go through the article. And we're going to dissect this because at the end of the day, it's important to talk through these things because, guys, I can just give you snippets of articles and I could try to paint a picture for something in order to try to prove a point. But like I say all the time on this channel, that's not what we do. I try to get out my echo chamber so I can learn more about this giant green and blue rock spinning around a star. Okay? And being a solution-focused channel, there's going to always be a learning, okay? Now, couple has no home, kids together, but still considered spouses. Ontario's top court rules, okay? Now, this is Canada. This is not the United States. I know 10-ish% of y'all are watching from Canada. What up, my Canucks? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Uncle Gary. I see you. Uncle Gary is over here just, I told you. let's get down up in here real quick. Let's get serious on him. All right, let's get serious on him. All right, in Toronto, okay, this is actually reported in Toronto. A wealthy businessman will have to pay more than $50,000 a month in spousal support for 10 years to a woman with whom he had a long-term romantic relationship, even though they kept separate homes and had no children together. Ontario's top court has ruled. This is incredible. All right, this is incredible. Canada, you are bugging. That's the first thing. You are bugging. However, what I will also say is that this dude, he made some mistakes, and he made some mistakes. And to say he was, in my opinion, is he's probably completely blindsided. But you were doing things in here which was not going to bode well for you. Okay, so here's where the learning is. What do we get out of it? Well, let's move on. Got to keep on reading so you can see how much of a fool he was. Okay, under Ontario law, an unmarried couple are considered common law spouses if they have cohabitated. All right, in the United States, we talk about cohabitation all the time on this channel. Lived together in a conjugal relationship continuously for at least 3 years, but that doesn't necessarily mean living in the same home, the court found. So not living in the same home, no kids, but they can still hit you for spousal support. Oh, this is scary. And listen, at the end of the day, you get these questions that come from, and I see it on my channel all day. What's wrong? What's that? Why not marriage? And the thing is that, like, and although this is a super unique case, it has happened, right? And what I say all the time, you cannot use outliers to prove and justify what happens most of the time. However, it's still a data point. And a data point can be the beginning of a trend, right? And I know this is not the place where I live in right now. And I know Canada is super liberal, super left-leaning in nature. But it is what it is. Lack of a shared residence is not a determinant of the issue of cohabitation, the appeal court said. There are many cases in which courts have found cohabitation with a party stayed together or intermittently. We all know that. The decision comes in the case of Lisa Clemens and Michael Latner, both of Toronto, who began a romantic relationship after meeting in 2001. Here's mistake number one. It's 2020. This was all the way back in 2001. You were gallivanting for almost 20 years. Okay. At least 15. At the same time, she was 38 and separated with 2 children. Court records show. He was 46 and divorced with 3 children. All right, 5 children, 8 years apart in age. Although they maintained their separate homes, Latner and Clemens behaved as both publicly, a couple both publicly and privately. They vacationed together. He gave her, oh, here's where it starts to get a little bit funky. Here's where the learning starts. Let me make this a little bigger. A 7.5 carat diamond ring and other jewelry that she wore. Diamond ring? That sounds like an engagement ring. Look, another mistake. She quit her job and would regularly sleep at his house. Third mistake. They traveled together and talked about living together. I wonder if the dude actually admitted that, talked about living together. The traveling together, you could prove that with receipts. Latner proposed several times. Another mistake. He proposed several times and she accepted, all right? He often referred to her by his last name. Mistake 5 or 6, all right? However, he insisted she signed a marriage contract and came up with several drafts. She refused. So he proposed, she accepted. He wanted contract. He wanted to get married, but she refused. Interesting. All right. Throughout their relationship, the two kept separate bank accounts and never owned property in common. All right. So they kept their finances split. All right. They never owned anything together. Nevertheless, Latner gave Clemens thousands of dollars every month. Oh, God. A credit card and paid off her mortgage and showered her with expensive gifts. Here's the thing. I wonder how much money that he makes per year. I mean, he might be in the close to billion. Maybe not, because Dr. Dre's a billionaire and she's asking for $2 million. Right? We make fun of Dr. Dre's wife for that, and you know this other chick is asking $50,000. We still think that's insane, but I think it's all relative to how much money that they make. Cause shit, $50,000 a month for him might be equivalent to, you know, $1,000 a month for me. You never know. It depends on the wealth. Anyway, let's keep going. He provided her children a lavish lifestyle, the court found. Theirs was a committed relationship, that appeals court said. All right, that's irrelevant. When their 14-year relationship, okay, so it was 2015 that it broke down. Clemens asked the court to recognize her as Latner's spouse and order him to pay her support. He argued she had been a travel companion and a girlfriend and nothing more, which is true. As such, he said they were never legally spouses and he owed no support. An 8-day trial ensued. Listen, here's the thing. You know, we hear all the time, man is supposed to do, you know, provide, protect, and there's not supposed to be any semblance that a woman should be paying and a woman who's expecting to be taken care of. And listen, if that's the lifestyle that you choose to lead, then go have it. Have fun. Do your thing. But what this court case, and at least in Canada, is showing is that even if you do that and you're not living together and you're not married, if you take her out of her home, she quits her job, she's got no way to provide for herself because she's lost 14, 15 years of building skills because you are showering her, right? She wakes up in the morning, you just throwing money at her to do whatever that she wants to do. And if she gets used to that lifestyle and then you try to take all that away from her, the court says that she is obligated to take a certain percentage from you every month for at least 10 years as she gets back on her feet. $50,000. Oh. Wow. In her decision in February 2019, Superior Court Justice Sharon Shore sided with her. Oh, it was a lady siding with a lady, huh? She ruled they were in fact longtime spouses, finding that despite their separate home, they lived under one roof at Latner's cottage for part of the summer and during the winter vacations in Florida. Okay. Shore ordered him to pay her $53,000 a month indefinitely. Latner appealed. I thought it said earlier it was 10 years. And here it says indefinitely. Maybe they changed it later. Indefinitely. Holy moly. The higher court leaned heavily on Shore's analysis, finding she was right to conclude cohabitation can occur even when the parties stay together intermittently. And that's the thing. This is the thing here too. So like the cohabitation thing of people living together, they're paying bills together, they're doing that. Even if they're not paying bills together, they're living together. Cohabitation, I think I can understand to a degree if you are requiring her to stay home and to take care of the household, take care of the 5 kids. But this thing right here of living together intermittently, that is mind-boggling to me. That's mind-boggling to me. Anyway, the appeal court did find Shore had made an error in deciding how long Latner would have to pay for the support based on when they first began cohabitating. While Shore found that to be almost from the get-go, the higher court said it wasn't earlier than either their first stay together at his cottage, meaning they didn't reach the threshold of indefinite payments. Instead, ordered to pay for 10 years. Okay, so then they went back. He appealed, and for 10 years. So what is that? $50,000 a year for 10 years, 12 months in a year. So that's about $600,000 that he has to pay. I wonder what his net worth is. I really do. Look, I Googled their names. I actually found a picture of them right here. I did additional digging, and I found out that he is an art collector and a philanthropist. And I don't know what he did to make his money, but he said his family's net worth was ranked in 2019 at $1.12 billion. I was right. He's a billionaire, or at least the family is. I don't know what component of that 1.12 is him versus his family. I don't think that it matters. But for the sake of numbers, so how much is 600,000 to the 1.12 billion? I just did the math over here. This is the shit. You know, most of us will never make $600,000 in a year or in 10 years. To be honest with you, that is 0.05% of the family's net worth. 0.05% of a billion, $1.12 billion. They'll be fine, okay? They'll be fine. All right, but listen, that has been your video. That has been your reaction. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. We got to talk about this type of information to see what it is that we can learn about it. I think that we learned a lot here today. You understand me? The 0.05 is just like so crazy. You know, you really don't understand how much money that this is until you can put the math in together. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. All right? Until next time, you two. Peace!